hope you're doing good. I am Nivya, and I think majority of you who would have come to this particular video would have already watched the movie Raazi by now. However, might have not yet read the book Calling Sehmat by Harinder Singh Sikka. So if you have not watched the movie yet, then just a heads up, there would be spoilers in here, so you can probably watch the movie and come in later if you do not want to hear any spoilers. Similarly, if you're planning to read the book Calling Sehmat very soon or so, then again there might be spoilers, so you can probably skip this video and come in later after you read the book. Okay, so today I'm planning to let you guys know a few misses and differences in the movie Raazi when compared to the book Calling Sehmat. Why? Because Raazi is based upon the book named Calling Sehmat, and the book is based upon true incidents of a lady named Sehmat Khan. Okay, so first initially I'll tell you a few misses, and then I'll tell you a few differences between the book and movie. Alright, so let's start with the first miss in the movie. The first miss in the movie is about Sehmat Khan's ex-boyfriend, Abby, and also about her college life in detail. Abby plays a very vital role in this particular book. Like initial stage when Sehmat Khan goes to her home after hearing about her father's cancer, and about she going to Pakistan, like she'll have to go to Pakistan and do the spy work. She comes back to the college and explains Abby about all this. Like in spite of her father telling her not to speak about the spy work to anyone, she comes back and explains all of it to Abby. Okay, that's one point. And Abby later comes in the climax as well, which I'll explain in the second point, which is also very important. And now coming to the college life, in the movie you basically just see Sehmat Khan's college life in two scenes. That is, like, one, she is rescuing a squirrel from an accident, and the second one is that she is very good with remembering the phone numbers. But in the book it is much beyond all this. Like, she is too good as a dancer. Like, she's very good trained classical dancer, and there is a very detailed data entire about her college life, which is missing in the movie. Now coming to the second point, after she returns from Pakistan after doing the entire spy work, she goes through depression, a very bad depression, because she killed two people in Pakistan. One is Abdul, who is a servant in Pakistan home, her husband's home, and the second one is her husband's brother. So she killed these two people, and that scar is there somewhere in her mind or heart. So she goes through a very bad depression, and that bad that she even doesn't take care of her own child. Like, she has a child with Iqbal Khan, and she doesn't take care of him because she goes through depression. And it is Abby, her ex-boyfriend, who is not yet married, who is waiting for her return and to get married to her, who takes care of her child. And Sehmat was not willing to marry Abby once she is back, because she goes through depression, and she is already married to Iqbal, so she was not yet ready to marry, and she never married Abby. And in the entire lifetime, like, Abby never married anyone, rather took care of her Sehmat's child in the entire life. So that is the second point. And the third point, which is very important, is, like, as I mentioned about Abdul in the second point, the servant in Pakistan, after killing him, Sehmat, because of that scar that she has in her mind, once she comes back, she stays in Malerkotla. That is a place in India. Why? Because it is a hometown of Abdul, and she wanted to help the people there. There were, in the initial stage, there were a lot of people who attacked her home as well. Like, she had to go to hospital. Her mother was also hospitalized because they attacked these two people, Sehmat and her mother, the entire community there, because of religion and all that, which is also not explained at all in this movie. Alright, now let's go to the fourth point. Fourth miss in the movie is about her parents. Though it's not directly about Sehmat Khan, it indirectly does speak about her as well, because it speaks about her upbringing. Why? Because her mother was a Hindu while her father was a Muslim, and so it was inter-religion marriage, and it was not at all easy for them to get married. But they both believed in secularism, and beyond all that, they taught Sehmat as well that country, patriotism is first and religion is only second. So that entire humanity and a lot of other things which were taught to Sehmat played a vital role in her upbringing, and why she actually paid more respect to country and patriotism rather than religion is being explained in this book very well, which is a big miss in the movie. So these were the misses in the movie when compared to that of the book. Now I'll explain to you a few points which are differences. Like these were not shown, the points which I told you before were never shown in the movie, but now I'm going to speak about the differences like which were shown in the movie but is not the same in the book. Okay, so let's go to the first difference. The first major difference between the movie and the book is a scene wherein Sehmat Khan comes to Mir's place where they are hiding, and she just bursts out and then starts screaming and crying at Mir, stating two things. Like one is like Iqbal Khan, her husband, was never supposed to be killed. That was not there in their plan at all. So why did you kill him? She also states that, you were willing to even kill me because Mir actually, kills Sehmat Khan also. That's what Mir thought, like it was Sehmat Khan. However, it was not Sehmat Khan whom he killed. But Sehmat was altogether devastated there. Like she was very sad as to what Mir did. And what he did was like ideally, he killed her husband and he was also willing to kill her, Sehmat Khan. So she just is devastated here. However, in the book, it's a major point here. She comes back and she is very proud and very happy, and she's not sad, she's not crying, rather she just asks Mir, so when are we returning to India, when are we returning to my country? That's what she asked, and she is just so happy that everything is done and that she was able to help India, her country, to gain some details that the Pakistan was actually trying to attack India by submarines, and all that information she could pass. So she was so happy and she was not at all sad and she was not crying. She was fine and she was just okay with whatever Mir did, because for her also country was always first, and it always remained that way for her, and she never cried. She was just so proud of all that she had done. And this particular point, in fact, Harinder Sikka, like, the author of Calling Sehmat, also mentioned, like in many of the interviews, that he is also sad that the entire scene was changed in such a way that she's crying, because she was never like that. She was always stern that country is first, and so this is a major difference. Okay, now coming to the second point, in the movie, in the initial stage itself, you see that they portray Sehmat as a very fragile and delicate character. Like, for example, if you remember in the movie, the scene where glass pricks her leg somewhere, like there's a cut. She is very much sad, she's like complaining about it. She is very much like fragile, okay? But in the book, it is explained so well. Like, for example, there is a scene in the book which is like, she's dancing on a platform, and the audience and everyone are watching and encouraging her, while she is being again pricked here by a nail, and her leg is actually bleeding so much, and all the entire audience and all the people there are amused that she did not even know that the nail has pricked, because the blood is just flowing there, and then everyone are just amazed. Her, the dancers who were dancing, the dancer, like her own roommate is dancing basically with her. She also stops dancing by seeing the blood in Sehmat's leg, and Sehmat doesn't even know it. She doesn't know the pain until she just finishes, like completes a dance, and then she sees the blood on her leg, and that's when she realizes that it's bleeding. So it's altogether different in the book. She was a very strong character, unlike it is being portrayed in the movie, wherein she's very fragile. Okay, now coming to the third point. The third major difference is a scene wherein Mir attacks Sehmat and her husband, the climax. Okay, so in the movie, the scene is basically Sehmat gets into the car with the child, and then she swaps with another lady who's in the shop, like a shopkeeper, stating that I know I'm being traced and someone is behind me, so this plan will not work if she is going in the car. So then she swaps with that lady. And it is this shopkeeper lady who is going to the market, and later Sehmat's husband comes and just tries to capture Sehmat. So that's when Mir attacks both Sehmat and, I mean, it's not Sehmat, it's the shopkeeper ideally, and Iqbal Khan, her Sehmat's husband. So that's the scene in the movie. But in the book, what happens is, it is Iqbal's plan. Iqbal means Sehmat Khan's husband's plan. And what they do is, from the house, it is not Sehmat Khan who actually goes in the car. Rather, it is Iqbal's brother's wife who is going along with the child and Iqbal in the car. They three are going the same car to the market. Okay, and Iqbal is not coming. Rather, a few other officers are coming and then attacking, thinking it is Sehmat Khan. So this entire plan is Iqbal's, and it's not a shopkeeper, a third person who is there, but it is actually Iqbal's brother's wife who is there in the scene. And then just like in the movie, Sehmat Khan is actually viewing it from a distance that her husband is also being attacked. So this is the entire climax actually in the book. So these are the major differences and misses that I found in the movie when compared to that of the book. But being said that, I should definitely tell you that I equally enjoyed the movie as much as the book. I understand that there are a few misses, there are a few differences, also a few more differences which I've not stated there are. But in spite of all that, I never felt it bored anytime the movie. I loved it as much as I read the book. But if I get the question as to did it really do justice to the book? No. Why? Because it's actually, the book is based upon true incidents. So it should be as it is. Obviously, that's the way we expect. Like, you cannot show a character completely different. So it did not, I agree, it did not do justice to the book at all. But I equally enjoyed watching the movie as much as I enjoyed reading the book. So that's my take about this particular book and Raazi. Let me know if you have read the book and also watched the movie, and which one you liked more, or if it's the same like me, if you liked it as much as the book as well. Alright, so this is Nivea signing off. Until we meet next time, happy reading and stay safe. Bye, take care.